The family's summer journey. Summer was around the corner, and the Addams family could feel the excitement in the air. The sun was shining, and the school days were slowly winding down. Inside their cozy kitchen, the family gathered around the table, sharing ideas and laughter. They had one big decision to make: where to go for their vacation this year. Mr. Addams leaned back in his chair, sipping his morning coffee with a smile. "I think it's time for a real adventure," he said. His voice was cheerful, and his eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. The idea of traveling somewhere new filled him with joy. Mrs. Addams agreed, nodding as she passed the toast to her children. "Let's go abroad this year," she suggested. She had always dreamed of exploring other cultures and showing the kids the world beyond their hometown. Her words got everyone's attention. Their 3 children, Lily, James, and Noah, were instantly excited. They began imagining all kinds of amazing places: sunny beaches, tall mountains, and colorful cities. The house buzzed with energy as everyone started sharing ideas. Lily, the youngest, jumped in her seat and clapped her hands. "Can we go somewhere with a beach?" "I want to swim," she said eagerly. Her wide eyes and joyful smile made the others laugh. Her love for the water was well known in the family. James, the oldest child, opened his tablet and started looking at maps. "Spain looks cool," he said. "There's history, art, and football." Noah leaned over his shoulder, pointing to green areas on the map. "Look, nature parks and animal zoos." The kids were already imagining all the fun they could have together. Mr. Addams typed family-friendly places in Spain into the search bar. A list of cities appeared, each full of colorful photos and smiling tourists. Barcelona caught his eye. The city had beaches, museums, and lots of things for kids to enjoy. "How about this one?" he asked the family. Mrs. Addams clicked on a travel blog about Barcelona. It showed families riding bicycles, eating gelato, and visiting a big park with strange buildings. "It looks beautiful," she said, "and it's safe and easy to get around." The kids leaned in closer, thrilled by the pictures of roller coasters and tall towers. They spent hours watching videos and reading travel websites. By the end of the evening, everyone agreed. Spain was the perfect destination. It offered a mix of culture, fun, and relaxation. The decision was made, and the countdown to vacation had officially begun. The next morning, Mr. Addams made a checklist to stay organized. It had everything from booking flights to buying sunscreen. He wanted everything to go smoothly. "If we plan well," he said, "we can enjoy every moment without stress." The whole family promised to help. The first task on the list was to check the passports. They needed to be sure everyone could travel. Lily ran to her toy box and pulled out a small case. "Mine's here," she shouted. James found his in the desk drawer. Noah wasn't so lucky; his was missing. For the next hour, they searched under beds, behind books, and inside closets. Finally, Mrs. Addams found Noah's passport behind a pile of winter coats. Found it, she smiled. Noah jumped up in celebration. Now that all passports were ready, they could book the trip. Mr. Adams looked for airline deals on his favorite travel website. He compared prices, checked dates, and looked at reviews. Here's one, he said. It leaves in 2 weeks and lands in Barcelona in the afternoon. That gave them plenty of time to prepare. Mrs. Adams took care of the hotel search. She wanted something safe, clean, and near the beach. After scrolling through hundreds of pictures, she found the perfect spot. A family hotel with a swimming pool, free breakfast, and fun activities for kids. She booked it right away. Later that evening, the kids gathered around the dining table with crayons and stickers. They made a countdown calendar with colorful stars for each day. 10 more days. Lily giggled. They taped the calendar to the fridge so everyone could see it every morning. As the departure date got closer, Mrs. Adams decided to create a travel binder. It included all the important papers, flight tickets, hotel information, passport copies, and a daily schedule. She separated each section with colorful tabs so everyone could quickly find what they needed. One evening, the family gathered in the living room to talk about what they wanted to do in Barcelona. Mr. Adams opened a large map and asked each child to choose one activity. Lily pointed to the beach. James circled a science museum. Noah chose a day trip to a zoo outside the city. They agreed to create a flexible plan. Some days would be busy, others more relaxed. Mrs. Adams said, "It's a vacation, not a race." They picked 2 activities for each day, leaving time for rest or surprises. Everyone loved the idea of having choices. The next task was packing. The kids each made a list of things they needed. Lily wrote down swimsuits and sunblock. James included headphones and 2 books. Noah carefully listed his camera, sketchbook, and a hat for sunny days. They made sure to pack clothes for both hot weather and cooler evenings. Mr. Adams suggested they use packing cubes to stay organized. Each person had their own color. Red for Lily, blue for James, green for Noah, and black for us, he said. The cubes helped them fit everything into 3 suitcases without confusion. Mrs. Adams handled the travel health kit. She included Band-Aids, motion sickness tablets, and hand sanitizer. Better safe than sorry, she said. She also brought reusable water bottles and snacks for the plane. The kids helped choose their favorite granola bars and fruit chips. On Saturday morning, the Adams family went shopping for a few extra items. They bought flip-flops, sunglasses, travel pillows, and power adapters. "We can't forget chargers," said James, holding up his phone. They added everything to the suitcase, checking each item off their list. At home, Mr. Adams printed out the travel insurance documents. He explained to the kids why insurance was important. "It helps us stay protected if something goes wrong," he said. The children nodded, even though they hoped they'd never need it. Mrs. Adams downloaded travel apps onto everyone's devices. They had maps, translation tools, and guides for Barcelona. "If we get lost," "These will help us," she said. Noah practiced using the translation app to say, "Where is the nearest bathroom?" in Spanish. A few days before the trip, the family cleaned the house together. They didn't want to come back to a mess. Lily dusted the furniture while Noah watered the plants. James vacuumed the living room. Mrs. Adams said it felt like preparing their home for a fresh start. On the day before their flight, Mr. Adams checked all the travel documents once more. He placed them in the family travel binder and packed it in his backpack. "We can't afford to forget this," he said with a grin. Everyone felt more confident knowing things were well organized. That night, they prepared their clothes for the journey. Lily chose a comfortable dress with a sun hat. James went with jeans and a hoodie, just in case the plane got cold. Noah packed layers so he could adjust easily. Mrs. Adams helped them all fit everything into their suitcases. Before bedtime, Mr. Adams gave each child a small envelope with spending money in euros. "You can use this for little treats or souvenirs," he said. The kids were thrilled. They promised to use the money wisely and even talked about buying gifts for their grandparents. Early the next morning, the family woke up excited and ready. They ate a quick breakfast of toast and fruit, then loaded the car. Their suitcases were neatly stacked in the trunk, and everyone wore smiles on their faces. Lily hummed a cheerful song as they drove to the airport. At the airport, the kids looked around in awe. The lights, the loudspeaker announcements, and the smell of coffee filled the air. James watched planes take off through the large windows, while Noah took photos of the departure board. Mrs. Adams went to check their bags at the counter. Security took some time, but the family stayed calm and patient. Lily held her stuffed animal tightly as they went through the scanners. Mr. Adams helped Noah take off his shoes. James laughed when the guard asked if he had a computer in his backpack. He had packed two. Once they passed security, the kids explored the airport shops. They found snacks, travel games, and postcards. Mrs. Adams bought a magazine, and Mr. Adams grabbed bottled water. "Don't spend too much," he said playfully. "We still need euros for Spain." They waited at the gate until it was time to board. Lily sat between James and Noah, chatting about what she wanted to do first. "Beach, then ice cream," she declared. James wanted to visit a bookstore in Barcelona. Noah was curious about the city's architecture. When it was time, the family boarded the plane together. The flight attendants greeted them kindly and showed them to their seats. They buckled in, placed their bags under the seats, and got ready for takeoff. Lily looked out the window with wonder in her eyes. The airplane slowly rolled forward and then lifted off into the sky. "We're flying," Noah whispered, gripping his camera. James opened a book while Mr. and Mrs. Adams held hands. As the clouds filled the window view, the whole family felt the beginning of a real adventure. After landing, the family moved through customs quickly. The officers stamped their passports with a cheerful "Bienvenidos." Everyone smiled. They were officially in Spain. Outside the airport, a taxi driver helped them load their bags and took them to the hotel. The hotel was bright and welcoming. A woman at the front desk spoke perfect English and gave them room keys and city maps. "You'll love the view," she said. The Addams family went upstairs, and when they opened the curtains, they saw the sparkling ocean in the distance. Their room had soft beds, fresh towels, and a balcony. Lily ran to see the pool. "It looks huge," she shouted. The kids wanted to swim right away, but Mrs. Addams reminded them they had to unpack first and eat lunch. "Then pool time," she promised. They ate sandwiches at the hotel cafe and shared a big plate of fresh fruit. The weather was sunny but comfortable. After lunch, they changed into swimsuits and went down to the pool. James did cannonballs. Lily floated on a donut-shaped tube. Noah took underwater photos. In the evening, they walked along the beach. Street musicians played guitar while people laughed in nearby restaurants. "It's so different from home," said James. They tried gelato with strange but delicious flavors like mango peach and banana coconut. The next day, they visited a famous park full of colorful buildings and winding paths. Noah took pictures of the Mosaic benches, and Lily found a playground shaped like a dragon. "Everything here looks like a storybook," said Mrs. Addams. In the afternoon, they visited a science museum with robots and virtual reality games. James wrote in his journal while watching a demonstration on electricity. "I want to be an inventor," he said proudly. The museum sparked his imagination. Over the next few days, they explored old town streets with small bakeries and family shops. They bought souvenirs for friends and tasted traditional dishes like paella and churros. Mr. Addams even tried practicing Spanish phrases with shopkeepers. Noah's favorite moment was the day trip to the nature park. They rode a bus through mountains and saw wild goats on rocky paths. "This feels like another planet," he said, snapping photos of every view. They had a picnic under tall trees. One morning, the family took a bike tour around the city. Their guide showed them quiet spots with beautiful gardens. "People live slower here," said Mrs. Addams. The kids noticed people reading books in parks and chatting at outdoor cafes. On their final evening, they watched the sunset from the balcony. The sky turned orange and purple, and waves sparkled in the fading light. "I wish this vacation could last forever," Lily whispered as she hugged her stuffed animal. The next day, they packed their things and said goodbye to the hotel staff. "Come back soon," said the woman at the desk. The taxi ride to the airport was quiet. The family felt tired but grateful. Everyone had their favorite memories to share. At the airport, James wrote in his travel journal about the museum and bike ride. Noah organized his photos, making a slideshow for his grandparents. Lily drew a picture of the beach and gave it to Mrs. Addams. "For your memory book," she said sweetly. Back home, the house felt familiar, but somehow different. "It's nice to be home," said Mr. Addams. They unpacked slowly, smiling at the souvenirs and stories. Mrs. Addams uploaded photos to a digital album titled Spain Family Adventure. That night, They sat around the dinner table and talked about their next journey. "Where to next year?" asked Mr. Adams with a smile. Everyone had different ideas, but they agreed on one thing. Planning together made the trip even more special.